My name is Gege Gatt, and I'm the CEO of EBO. It's great to be with you all today in Limassol, albeit in my case, remotely. Well done, Lily and the team at Cube for organizing such a great event once again. Now, I'm sure you agree that clients expect immediate access to your products and service. So it's time for us now to think about automation. How can we scale up customer engagement through artificial intelligence? How can we convert each prospect into a loyal customer in real time? And how can we automate the very core processes which relate to service? Let's explore these best practices in artificial intelligence together. And let's start right away. The title for today is No More Lost Opportunities. It's no surprise that only last year, 82% of leaders in the financial services community reported they're going to start prioritizing self-service capabilities in 2021. Why? Well, it's because whenever you have a process which is complex, typically you see that there are extremely inflated administrative costs. And that brings our business to a halt because they compromise the customer experience and they hinder this very critical transition which we need to make towards self-service. And I'm sure you agree that the effectiveness of the traditional contact center model, which we utilize to manage the communication with our customers, is long gone. The effectiveness has declined. And why? Well, I think there are four very critical reasons. The first is that our customers have higher expectations than they had a few years ago, partially driven by the likes of Amazon, eBay, and so on, which compete on service level. The second reason is that we have stronger and larger multilingual requirements. I was talking to an FX company present here today, which explained that they're moving into new territories every 3 months. So with a fast go-to-market time, you need fast technology to automate the language requirements of your customer engagement. We're also seeing that more communication tools are becoming available to our customers who now expect that engagement, whether it be sign-up, whether it be KYC, whether it be support, would be happening on Facebook Messenger, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Kik, on Skype, on Teams. And the fourth reason for the decline of the traditional contact center is that the integration of the environment into the downstream technology, into the CRM, into the ERP, into the due diligence tool has become more and more strict, meaning that you want to tightly couple the platform which is being used for engagement and the technology which you're using downstream, which helps you grow your business. So let's move into the topical subject of the moment, which is how can we harness the power of artificial intelligence to improve the customer journey in the financial services sector? Well, let's start off with this thought. We believe that the key is conversation. It's the oldest trick in the book. And it's no surprise that analysts at the Financial Times have said that conversation is the new interface. Now, artificial intelligence gives us a completely new way to utilize conversations, to create conversations, millions of them, with humans without the need of your traditional customer service agent desk. And whether the end user has a small device in his pocket and he's using that through a messaging device, or whether they're sitting down at their desktop, then the conversational experience remains the same. It remains natural. And this is why I believe that conversational AI is the first pillar of success for the financial services sector. To engage better, we need to be able to create meaningful conversations. And AI and algorithmic intelligence is not just good at transactional processes, but is great in understanding and creating language. Of course, we often perceive technology to be inaccessible, and regulatory requirements don't help that challenge. We have companies which have such inbuilt legacy in their customer engagement paradigm that they find it extremely hard to adopt technology to move forward. Here's one example. If you had to compare the typical sign-up form in the Forex sector, you see that the British organization has a 33% more complex form to sign up in the engagement process than the American counterparts. Worse off is that we're front-loading a lot of this legacy, a lot of this complexity very early on in the customer journey, meaning we're seeing huge drop-offs in the funnel. Now, this complexity, even when mandated by regulatory requirements, is very strange. It's a paradox in today's day and age when we're moving into a society which is typically determined and centered around a voice model, right? Which has one simple question with one simple answer. There is no wait time. There are no fields, there are no forms, and yet most of us here today have an onboarding and support experience which is extremely structured through a web interface. Now, this is an important area for us to think about because research shows us that 58% of your customers will sever the relationship if they experience a degree of poor customer service. And you see, I think this is indeed the second pillar of success using artificial intelligence. In other words, creating a direct correlation between customer service and retention, making sure that our technology platforms support this very easy move through our engagement activities. So why do you allow your customers to queue? Why do you allow them to wait for a human agent to answer their response? If we could automate that response, there is often so much confusion in the customer engagement business where you see emails which are lost, conversations or chats which are human mediated, which never get replied to, or we get replied to so late that the customer has moved on. This is a little bit like the zebra crossing in a street where you've got many directions and almost no sense of vision and purpose. Maybe we should think about this in the context of what today's customer really looks like. Gartner put it so nicely when they say today's customer is the everything customer, right? They want a multi-channel experience, which is well integrated. They want access via the digital giants out there, whether it's Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, because those are the tools that they know. And they're very experience-driven, right? They want to feel that the conversation is authentic. And I'm not surprised of this, because culturally, when you look at the average age of the person who is at the minute trading, paying, or taking a participation in the Forex sector, you realize that the average age is a 28-year-old person. This is a millennial. And I think this here is the third pillar of success using AI. Understanding that your typical millennial customer wants an omni-channel experience, wants instant gratification, 0-second wait. They want a multilingual capability, and it needs to be real time. So let's zoom in a little bit more into this idea. Let's talk about the onboarding process. We've come to accept that the average landing page in the PSP business, in the crypto business, in the Forex business is around 2.3%. It's crazy, right? So why is this happening? Well, we have the declining effectiveness of social media to drive traffic. We have complex online experiences which are burdened by forms, fields, and wait time. And of course, within our businesses, we've got increasing economic pressure. So we're living in this environment where the average customer attention span of your client is likely to be just a few seconds, more or less that of a goldfish. And when you think of this statement by Moody's, you realize why. Moody's argue that many organizations in the financial services sector are yet to capitalize on advanced technology like artificial intelligence. We need to innovate. And Moody's put it very well. We're not talking about tomorrow's technology. We're talking about material that is commercially available to you today that can stimulate automation and engagement. Let's think of the KYC process. There are so many repetitive interactions that occur between the touch point with the customer and your human agents or KYC agents in the back end. Why don't we disintermediate the process? Why don't we use AI to manage those touch points to ensure that first contact to resolution occurs instantly, possibly in real time, with no human bias, with no human intervention? And it's no surprise that we need to look at this area deeply, because research shows us that in the traditional customer service model, which is entirely built by lines of humans, end users get frustrated even when their problem is solved, let alone when it isn't. And this is why I think that this is the fourth pillar of success in engagement. We need to understand and capitalize on the technology innovation that is available to us today. And that's why we should reflect on Gartner's statement that it's likely that just in a few months from now, most customer interactions will start by self-service. And this is how artificial intelligence is a huge opportunity for you today, because it allows us to achieve four things. The first is we can reduce high costs from the use of humans and replacing some processes with artificial intelligence. We can reduce the handling time and the gaps and waiting that users are no longer tolerant for today. We can improve the quality of service, and we can improve the cross-selling opportunities, because AI-driven service is better at spotting moments in which one can insert a call to action. And most importantly, let's remove the burnout from our agents. Most of your agents will tell you 80% of the questions they get, of the requests they get, are repetitive in nature. So take that repetition away from them and give them the opportunity, your human agents, to focus on what really matters, with complexity, with emotional intelligence that humans have, but AI does not. And customer experience is becoming the most important differentiator in our sector. So let's make sure we use the tools that really allow us to leverage on that. So this is what we do here at EBO. So I hope you'll visit Alex and John during the break, who are here today, who will speak to you about the fact that we are a solution with AI technology at its core and a financial service specific wrapper around that. And the virtual agents which we bring to the market, they're indistinguishable from your human staff. You will love them because they reduce costs and improve productivity, but so will your end users, who will be served faster on any device. And I like to call this the zero-touch model. The model where your service is always on, where your service is always personalized, 24/7 in any language on any channel. And it offers this seamless experience with faster resolutions. So thank you all for listening out. I wish you a great conference, and please do look out for our stand and meet Alex and John, our COO, during the upcoming coffee break. Thank you all.